To draw a chair in the back of the room, I would put a line here. And I'd say this is 4 foot wide and I want like a 3 foot by 3 foot chair. So I'd have this come up to 3 and I have this come out to 3. I'd set a 1.5 here and I'd bring my seat out this way. If this is 4, I want the seat to come a little less than that. I want it to be 3 actually. So I'm going to bring it out like this far. So my footprint of my chair in the back of the room is like this. A chair over here, let's say it goes from 8 to 11. I could bring this 12 over here. Divide this to say this is going to be 10 and 12. So in between 10 and 12, I'm just going to estimate now because I'm sketching. So between 10 and 12, maybe push it back towards the 10 just a little bit so things get smaller as they disappear. Horizontal out here and here. Maybe I'm going to come back here and say if this is 4, then this is 2, and this is going to be 3. So I'm going to come out here. And this, I believe, is a 3 by 3 footprint in the room out here. I can start to go up the wall. Here's 3. Where's 3 in this wall? Come this way, connecting to that 3 from the vanishing point. This is going to be the height of my box, horizontal back in. Towards vanishing point. So here's an acrylic box into which my chair is going to be shipped. I'm going to go halfway, 1.5 to the seat. Right, so I get a 3-tiered box right there. I'm going to lean the seat back a little bit. So I'm going to get this again. I'll just do the same lean here and here. So you can see how a chair would sit basically into a box there. Now, if the chair is rounded in the front, so if I'm looking at the top view of a chair and it does something like this, let's say it's round up in the front, and I want to do that here, I'm going to imagine either a roundness like this, or I'm going to imagine each corner is rounded off just a little bit. A circle in perspective becomes an ellipse. So when this chair in a 1 point goes off like that, and I want to round these front corners, I'm going to imagine an ellipse laid right here on the horizontal, and an ellipse right here laid on the horizontal, and an ellipse right here, right? So if I want to round that off, I'm going to come around tangent to here and here is basically what I'm doing now, right? So this is going to be a long curve, and this is going to use a short curve. So notice how this end is going to be a really sharp curve back there. This is going to be a longer curve because this is using this part of the ellipse, whereas this is using this part of the ellipse. So it's a very sharp curve here and a very slow curve there. Then if I wanted to lean the legs, if the side of the chair in a 3 by 3 foot box did something like this, as chairs often do, right? We have the legs not going straight up and down, but off to an angle. Then I just come here and I angle this up this way, and then draw a little perspective view back this way and find that angle there. This can lean back in that way. And then I just draw across here to find where that hits and where this hits, and I draw that in. At the bottom of those, I might draw an ellipse on the floor. And a second line if these are steel legs to a chair. And if this chair is arched in the back, so if I'm looking at it from the front, and the chair is doing this, let's say, then I'm going to imagine this right here, the center happens right in the middle, right? The top of this curve is at the middle. So I'm going to come here, I'm going to X across the chair. I'm going to find the middle right there. Then I'm going to dot to dot here so that I make that curve a little better. Now, is that chair too low? Yeah, it looks really weird. So I'm going to cheat it in here a little bit. I'm going to cheat it up here a little bit. I'm going to make it taller than 3 feet. And make it about 3.5, I think. So it looks like it's in proportion. I don't want to go too much higher. But it doesn't usually take much for me to sort of get that chair drawn in there in the kind of way I want it to, right? If the chair had a heart shape in the back, I think one of your chairs for your assignment has a heart shape like this, then I'd understand the center sits here, and I draw this towards that, and I draw this towards that, and then I draw this in that way, and this in that way. Then I'd thicken these lines up so I had some perspective going on.